Good morning and g'day, mate, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, JD. Today's episode, well, actually before today's episode, let's stand on top of yesterday's episode. Yesterday's episode, we managed to get yellow science up and running, so the structural matrix. I also, and I know somebody's already yelled at me in the comments section, managed to forget to actually empty my crystal buffer. So now with the crystal buffer emptied, we're going to produce yellow science even faster. But yes, last episode we managed to get acid up and running, that we're going to be using this episode. Plastic up and running to make organic crystals, to make titanium crystals, and also went all the way over here to grab some coal to actually run the plastic. Also made some diamonds to make the structural matrix, and finally managed to get power sorted. So we're burning some coal products to make a little bit of power, which means hopefully power is, I say hopefully power is still bad. It's still bad. So today's episode, we have a couple of things we need to iron out. We have finished the research for the planetary logistics station, but we actually need the interstellar logistics station. That's the one we really need. To make both this and the previous one, we need to get a couple of things built. First off is going to be the particle containers, which we're researching right now. They require the little green engines, which are the magnetic turbines. Electromagnetic turbines. So we need to make some of those, which require iron with a touch of copper just to top them off. Then we need to make these, which are going to require graphene, which we don't have, but luckily enough we've built acid to make some graphene, which we'll be doing this episode. On top of that, we need to make high strength titanium alloy to actually make the towers and also make the ships. So that's going to be today's plan. We're actually going to start with the engine build themselves, which is going to require, well, some iron and some copper. Now, iron options and copper options. First off, let's talk about some iron. So we have this awesome little patch here with 13,000 left. We are basically chewing through that as fast as possible, but it's in our way. On top of that, we have this copper patch right here, which has 24,000 in it, which is also in our way. And I also have a tiny little iron patch over here with 217,000. So we're going to, first off, use this iron. Then we're going to use this iron as a backup, because their first one is probably not going to have enough. And I'm also going to use this copper source. It also means that I need to have a bit more land to work on. So we're going to use the landfill. I'm not using colored landfill yet. We did have a brand new option where I can pick that one. Come on. And, you know, put down colored landfill. We're not going to play with colored landfill just yet. We're going to do that in the future. For the moment, we're just going to keep things a little bit plain, a little bit boring, and just have beachfront everywhere, because everybody likes some beachfront real estate. Now, I am going to put in a cut right here, because you guys don't need to see miners and smelters for the 31,000th time. It's pretty simple. We throw as many miners as we can at the problem. We hook some belts together. We add some smelters. It's done. It's dusted. No, I don't have Mark II belt yet, or Mark III. Yeah, it's not rocket science. Rocket science is something, well, we'll get to later in the game. Anyway, with that said, I'll see you guys in a minute after I build yet another smelter block. Okay, so we have our smelter block. We're doing a row of iron and a row of magnets. Now, I will just go over this really quickly because it has come up. So, belts. Belts move 6 items per second, okay? We can see this right here when we click on a belt. Now, that means, hey, that's one of the researchers we need. Okay, belts move 6 items per second. Great, done, dusted, nice and simple. All right, our smelters craft 1 iron every 1 second. So they're a 1-to-1 ratio, so if we put 1 iron in, we get 1 iron out. Why for you not work? Oh. Let me just turn this around real quick. Remove. Hey, helps if they're all... You're still facing the wrong way. I rotated that. Rotate. There we go. Okay. Thanks, game. Interrupting me right in the middle of my explanation. Okay, so belts move 6 items per second. This miner is covering 5 veins. This miner is covering 7 veins. 5, plus 7 equals 12. Each vein is worth 2 or half an item per second. So if we have 12 veins total, that equals 12. 12 halved is 6 items per second. They will fill this belt. Same applies over here. I have a 4, a 4, and a 4. That is 12 total. That is going to give us our 12 veins, which is 6 items per second, which means this belt will run flat out. Now, iron smelting. Iron smelting is 1 item per second, nice and simple. Magnets is 1.5 seconds. So rather than having 6, I should have 50% higher than 6, so I should have 9. In my case, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mainly because I was lazy and I couldn't put another one in, and realistically I shouldn't need another one. We can always rejiggle the belt if we end up needing a little bit more. So we're going to try and make electromagnetic turbines. Now electromagnetic turbines require electric motors. Electric motors require iron, plus they require iron for gears, plus they require magnetic coils. So they're basically iron with a touch of copper on top. And then to go up to the electromagnetic turbines, we need 2 engines and 2 magnetic coils, which is more iron with a touch of copper. In fact, I am not going to be able to run this at full speed. If I have just 2, let's go with there and there. If I have just 2 assemblers producing these guys, I need to have, obviously if they need 2 engines, I'm going to need 4 engine machines to run 2 of those. I'm also going to require, these guys need 1 gear every 2 seconds. A gear machine makes 1 gear every 1 second. So I need 2 gear machines to run 4 electric motors to run 2 electromagnetic turbines, and then to top that off, because these guys also require 1 magnetic magnetic coil, 1 magnetic coil, and these guys also require 1 magnetic coil. I also need 2 machines doing coils. So that's what I have to attach to this copper belt, because like I said, we're trying to kill this copper off, and these 2 iron belts that we've just made. So let's start with some of the basics. Let's go with production. Let's go 1 machine there and 1 machine there. You guys can do those ones. And you know how I said we'd fix power in the last episode? Well, it's not fixed enough. We are still have power issues. You need 2 coils, 2 coils, 1 copper. Alright, copper is over here. When we first built copper, we didn't have the magic power splitters. And even though I do have the power splitters, I think we're going to run this all the way over there, desperately out of our way, so it doesn't interfere with what we're about to build here, because we're going to wrap around the coal, but that's sort of... We'll leave it. Getting to that coal is going to be a later JD problem. Alright, we're going to run a belt along there, and we're going to have you do input, output, throw a power pole here in the middle between the assemblers. Done. Product number 1 done. Okay, then we need gear machines. So we're going to need... Let's go with a gear machine there, and we remember we needed 2 of these, which means let's just raise that belt up. That way we can get the iron in underneath, which is going to have to do like double, triple duty, because we also need iron for the actual motors themselves. Can we make gears, and you're going to need an output belt. You go out of the way for just a second. So we're going to need input for iron, and you know what? We should be able to do some sort of weird direct insertion. Now, direct insertion in this game is, yes, difficult. Difficult is probably the best way of putting it. Because everything is on a weird grid, lining things up can be very difficult. Gear, iron. And you still need Oh no, it's 1 gear to 2 of these. Okay, let's remove that. We have... Okay, let's remove that as well. Let's run that belt that direction. Let's give you guys some input. Okay, put that there. Then we'll try and put a gear machine here. Our next engine machine will go there. Except we're going to have to space things out slightly differently. Okay, so let's grab magnetic coils from there. We'll change your recipe back to gears, please, sir. And we'll try and do direct insertion. So it's directly in the middle and... Nope, that is too far away. Yes. Oh, we don't need that belt anymore. And yet it worked half a second ago. Okay, that's another research done. Can we put one of them there? Thanks. Out of my way. There to there. Plus there. Plus there. Plus there. Plus there. We good? I think that's a happy build. Alright. Remove those. Drag that along. Drag that along. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. See if everything happens to work. It all looks like it lines up. Okay, so that should let us get engines out this side of the belt. To our engines, we need to add more magnetic coils. That's so not going to work because that coal's in the way. Okay, we'll move... Alright, more belt. More sorters. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 assembly machines. Actually, you know what? We're going to put... Actually, just copy. We can remove all the crap we don't want off it in a second. Actually, it's one of the things we want. Okay, change that recipe to that recipe. Give you an output belt, which we might actually run that way. And that goes in there. Extend that belt, extend that belt, and extend that belt, and put down another one of those. Okay. Put another power pole in the middle, and that's that up and running. Now, I have this iron that we're trying to choke off. Can we take the resources out of that iron? Because I basically want to run this dead. So what we want to do is we're going to put a splitter down here. Now we have the power of splitters. And we're going to prioritize that to run that way. Okay? And then any excess iron that we have, we're going to bring up a tile. Across to here. Let's try and line this up. Across to there. Run it down to ground level. And I'm going to run it into the end of the smelter. So this iron line is prioritized over actually smelting new iron. Because like I said, I want to try and kill off this iron patch. This 10,000 patch, because it's literally in our way right now. At the same time, it's also making magnets. Can we do the same with magnets? Magnet belt ends right there. Can I zigzag that out somehow? Can I get you up a tile? No. No. Can I get you down a tile? And then up a tile? No. I'm trying to thread it between 2 belts. Its chances are pretty slim. It is super slim. Okay. Let's just take that and turn that way, which should let us get that belt out. And pretty much same story. We're just going to take it out. Take it to there. Bring it down to ground level. And tag it into the end of the smelter block. Okay? And same story. We're just going to make sure that the magnets that we're already making, we're going to take the end of the belt and shove it into the next smelter block, just so it prioritizes killing off this iron before we get to this iron. Either way, if I give this some output inserters, like so, and a storage box, we can start making our electromagnetic turbines, which we need for a bunch of different projects. The next one on our actual list is particle containers. So particle containers are going to require the green motors that we just automated, plus they're going to require some copper. Oh look, we have a copper line. And they're also going to require some graphene. Now graphene requires coal and acid. We have, over in our little science build, a belt of acid running right beside a belt of coal. Grab one of them. No, actually, we want the sorters attached, I believe. Run the belt. Let's go out this no. Yeah, we can run the out this direction. Change the recipe over to do graphene and give it an output. And click and drag. We're only going to get 4 machines down, but that's fine. Throw down the wind turbines that are in my inventory. And power pole there, and a power pole there. Now, unfortunately, this belt has to go from here to, well, here to mix with this copper. So, I'm going to build another sky belt. Sky belt being, you know, you pick a direction, go away wind turbine. Put a wind turbine over there. You pick a direction, you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 should get us over any wind turbines. And like just about every machine in the game. And then we're going to find our destination. Our destination is going to be here. I'm going to hit tab so I get a dead straight belt. As you can see, this is well outside the building range. But we can see right about here somewhere in the middle of the lake, if I put a pit stop on our belt there, we can then come to about here, and we can go over miners, we can go over turbines, we can go, and we're still outside building range. We go over turbines, we go over miners, we can go over just about everything. And then I can hit 0 to go back down to the ground level. And tab to go back to lock to grid. So we actually get, you know, I won't say straight belts, but belts that follow the curvature of the Earth. And I'm going to see you guys in a couple of minutes after the bots build another sky belt. It takes them but a minute. Alright, I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, so we have our graphene has made it over here. Our little green motors have made it their way over here as well. And now we need to work out where we're going to put couple more assemblers. Actually, I think I'm going to put them right here and right here. And they're going to make particle containers. So it should be a case of sorter in, sorter in. Let's grab the graphene and run it down beside. And then at the same time, I'm going to... Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we're going to put that storage box there, a power pole there, a insert graphene, insert little green engines. We're going to have you output. Thing is, I really want an internal buffer. I don't really want to turn them all into the particle containers. Don't get me wrong, we need particle containers, but the other thing the little green engines give us access to is Mark II belts, Mark II sorters, Mark III sorters, which would all be awesome right about now. And they actually need to go over here to our little workshop. So yeah, all right, we're gonna leave that for a little while, let that stock up. Am I gonna cap it? No, we're not gonna cap it. Okay, next thing we need to do is we are floating through research. We need to get high-strength titanium alloy. High-strength titanium alloy features titanium, plus it features steel, plus it features acid. If we go over to where we just built our graphene, that's where we left the acid belt, and we should if JD was a little bit smarter about how he ran his belts. Let's get that cleaned up. Run you up a tile. Run you down to ground level. We can run our acid belt out the back. Okay, now for that we're going to need steel. Steel is going to require iron. Iron is in short supply. In fact, we don't really have a lot of iron untapped left on the planet. Like, there's some miles away over here. There's a couple of patches miles away over here. Another one miles away over here. On this side of the planet, we don't really have anything. The closest bit of steel we have is basically running into landfill flat out. But if we look at our actual smelters, nope, they've all got lights on top of them. They're all running flat out. Damn. Okay, we just tapped that one. That's stone, that's oil, that's stone, that's other things. We do have a steel belt here. It turns into a sky belt and goes to there. Can we run that sky belt? We can run any belt anywhere. And look, in early game, there's going to be some interesting spaghetti moves that you end up doing just to get raw resources routed from somewhere to somewhere. I need to get acid, I need to get titanium, and I need to get basically an iron source being steel all to the same spot. And titanium we already need to fly in when we get the stations up and running. We already need to fly titanium into here. I'd really like to fly in titanium to just one location rather than having to get multiple ports up and running to bring in titanium to multiple locations. Later on we'll do that when we're a little bit more rich. Right at the moment we're not rich, we're very poor. We're trying to just get the very first interplanetary station up and running. So I think I'm going to add another sky belt off this steel. I don't see a better, closer answer. That we just tapped. Actually, you know what? We have a closer source. And now we have this source right here. That we actually tapped reasonably, not reasonably well, just reasonably, to get up and running to do foundations, so we could fill in some of the water, so we could actually build and claim some more land. Which turns out, with a little bit of squeezing, we can get some more miners around it, and that should give us at least a belt worth of output. Alright, fill in all that stuff. Run that to there, press tab, run that close by, run straight belt across the output. Hang on, I want that to go there, that to go there. I want you to link into there, you to link into there. Get rid of that. I want a straight belt here. And you should be able to... Nope. So, just getting the belts to intersect when they are off-grid is a little bit difficult. Okay, there and there. 1, 2, 3. That becomes the output belt. Actually, no, you don't need an output belt. You need... Oh, we did double up smelters. Let's put that there. Let's put... that there. That way. Yeah, and output, add in a sorter right here, and drag 5. If I hit, if I hit tab, it's designed to do, okay, let's go through this. Let's copy that, delete it. If I hit tab, it really sets up to do 2 sets of 3, which is basically what I want. I want to have 2 sets of 3 so I can put a power pole in the middle. The catch is it doesn't work if you already put down the first one. So you need to delete the first one to then put it back down a second time. Okay, so that gives us steel. We're going to run that across first. And through to about here and get it over that belt and back down to near ground level. There we go. That was the research we were waiting on. Okay, so if I'm bringing in titanium here, which is going to come in there eventually one way or another, we need to trim that belt as well. Bring that up. We're going to run acid into here. And then I actually need smelters to make titanium alloy. So that means titanium belt's going to go there. Steel belt is going to go there, and that's going to be my output belt for titanium alloy. Now, titanium alloy, if we bring up the recipe, is a very, very slow craft. It's 12 seconds. It uses 8 acid, 4 steel, 4 titanium, and gives us 4 titanium alloy, but it's a very, very, very slow craft. So we can get away with putting lots and lots of machines on a belt. You're going to run out of acid before you run out of anything else. Let's remove that. Then we'll do like that. We'll tab. Sure, we'll have 8. 8 seems like a pretty good number. We can put a power pole there and a power pole there. Then we know everything has power. This is going to be our titanium alloy belt, which we will grab one of those and pop in there. And that's 2 outputs, 1 input. Okay, that's around the wrong way. Can we get 1 input, 2 outputs? And then acid's hooked in. Titanium. We will bring... I actually wanted a straight belt for a change game. Titanium will bring in from this side. We'll actually use some Mark II sorters. Yeah, especially with that weird one right there. Steel is halfway here. And land Icarus. And that should get us titanium alloy, which means... It means we should be able to collect up all the bits and pieces we need to handcraft. We're going to have to handcraft the first few. 1 of them, plus 1 of them, and also we need some actual logistics vessels to start shipping stuff back and forth. Can I get a power pole somewhere? There. Titanium in. Steel in. And there we go. And very first craft and some titanium alloy out. Okay, so with this done, we just need a little while for it to buffer up. Power is shit. Yes, super shit. Okay, research. Let's go tick off. We've left a little bit of red and green. We've left a little bit of red and green on the table. We're going to go back and grab a red and green. Blue and red research. Blue and red research just to tick off. Actually, no, hang on. Hang on. Upgrades. Upgrades. Can we get more power? Can we get more movement speed? The inventory capacity I can live without. I definitely want more drones. I definitely want faster drones. And that one lets us recharge faster. We'll grab that one as well. That's a lot of research. It's burning up our titanium, which is a finite resource. I don't really want to fly back and pick up more. So we've got to be careful about how much we let burn off. But I need to go grab... Where are we? These things. We have a whole bunch of those. We have some acid in the inventory, which we're just going to throw into that copper patch. Yep. Okay, we have those. We need to craft that. I need titanium, which we still have this box here, which still has titanium in it. Plus we have our dump box, which I think still has titanium in it. Yeah, along with some more of those crystals. Actually, you seem to be finished, so we can empty all of that. That's done. We will throw the water in the creek. Okay, and processes, 106. I don't know how far that'll get us. Okay, steel. So, quick gather up of all the resources. That'll let us craft... We'll go with 2 of those, because we're going to need 2 no matter what. 26 processes. That is not going to be enough. We need to grab more silicon and take it over to our processor build and dump it into that box. At the same time, I can burn that because it's absolutely useless to us now. We can dump our little green crystals into... well, that belt's full. Dump our little green crystals directly into a couple of buildings. Yeah, titanium ran dry. I thought that would happen. Alright, grab some of those. We can craft... 1. 2. Okay, and the other thing we need to craft is some vessels. I can craft 2 ships if I was crafting green motors. Do we have any green motors, or did they all get converted? I think they probably all got converted. Two green motors over here. They have all been converted into pink things. Alright, we're going to cap that chest to just 1 slot then. What are we short on? Oh, we're short on magnetic coils. Okay. Maybe JD can't ratio. No, you can't output fast enough. Oh, that's an interesting problem to have. There we go. JD can ratio. Okay. We can craft... okay, we're going to have to craft a whole bunch of... actually, I can pick up engines and cut down on our crafting. Okay. 2 of those. Alright, first thing we're going to do with our intergalactic space station logistic towers is we're going to go over here where we need to bring in titanium. And we're going to drop one, well, basically where that box was. So we're going to get rid of that, get rid of that. We're going to put in a single tower, which is giant. And I've definitely left enough room that it can squeeze in right there. Robot flies up. Boom! Tower. Okay. Which is also going to dramatically kill our grid. Yep. These require a fair bit of power. We're actually going to drop the charging rate to as low as possible because we're not going to be charging it. I need to have you on filter slot number 1 and you on filter slot number 1 as well. In filter slot number 1, we're going to request in titanium with a remote demand. So that'll bring titanium into this tower. That's the only thing I'm bringing into this tower, just titanium. I do need to get silicon here. We're going to need silicon for the microprocessors, the processors themselves, but that's going to require a second tower. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to grab all the titanium I can fit in my poor little inventory. Can we burn that 1 piece of wood? Can we throw out the stone? Throw out the ore. And I'm going to hold down control, right click, and physically put that in that tower. So that's going to start these guys running. It's also going to start these guys running to make more titanium alloy. Because we're going to need a fair bit of it. We're going to need a fair bit of it to build more and more ships, along with more towers, because we need a second tower to bring silicon to this planet. We've got 1 tower. We could run a silicon belt across the world, but I'd really prefer not to. Wow, that power is bad. Yeah, the power is super bad. Okay, where were we? We were looking for processors. There should be a few more in this box. 106, which means shippy ships. We can craft 2. Green engines. Green engines by any chance? Not a hope, Jetty. I still have processors, so I actually can't craft any more green engines. Let's grab that, and let's grab pure iron. Can I craft more now? Yes. Okay, so that's 2... no, wrong drones. I want those drones. That's 2. That's 4 plus the 2 in my inventory. That's 6. We're going to throw that out as well. We're going to make sure my inventory is full. And I need all the belts in the world. Because we're going to go interplanetary. Again. Do I need anything else? No, just the belts, really. I have 4 wind turbines, which we're definitely going to dump down before we leave. 1, so they're not in my inventory. 2, so hopefully the power is a little bit less of a shade of red. A little bit. But once that tower is finished charging, we'll be okay for power again. The issue is it's just sucking up everything. Where are we? Tower. Yeah, it holds like 12 gigajoules worth of power in there. And unfortunately, it doesn't give it back to the grid. If it was a giant accumulator, I'd be happy, but unfortunately, it's not. All right, so we need to go interplanetary again. We need to run over to Takan number 2, our icy cold planet, and yeah, go and drop off this interplanetary thingy-majiggy bob. Oh boy, I did not let myself recharge before we left. I have fuel, right? Yeah, we have fuel. We just didn't charge up enough before we left. It's alright. We're up to half max speed. We'll be fine. So, if you enjoy landings like that one, please do me a favor. This is your perfect opportunity to scroll down a little bit, click the like button if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, because we're now on our brand new icy planet. Now, I need to set up one of these towers. I need to, unfortunately, make it halfway around the planet to set up this tower. Did I bring any charging stations? I did not. Okay. We'll fly as far as we can. And then resort to walking. Because I need to basically start flying titanium from this planet back to our home planet. Along with, you know, silicon and the other things. In fact, I want to tap every raw resource we have on this planet. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my tower. We're going to put it somewhere somewhat centrally located. As this is the equator, I'm going to aim to get it somewhere near to here. Actually, second thoughts, after the bot's flown all the way up, we'll put it over there instead. Throw down the power pot at the same time, which means this guy is now charging, okay? Because this planet is doing a whole lot of nothing, we're in luck, because it means I can actually have this planet. Let's just aim this over there. This planet actually bring in titanium ingots, and we can give this planet the actual ships. So we now got 6 out of 6 ships here. Wow, that was hard to say. And after the bots finish doing a little bit of belt work, we can have you do 2 outputs to 1 input. There we go. A couple of bits of belts. Come on. Come on, little robot. Come on, little titanium belt. We can bring in titanium here and then actually start shipping it back to the home planet using the power on this planet to actually do the shipping. So rather than me having to charge the station back on the home planet, I'm using the power on this planet to charge this station and then using this station to push the deliveries back to the home planet. It means I'm saving power. At least I'm saving power back on the home planet, where I've done some prep work when it comes to power, but it's also where we have all the engineering, the manufacturing, all that sort of stuff. Consequently, there's not a lot of spare power on that planet. And as for our vessels ship 200 items at once. So as soon as this gets to 200, we should see, just move that out of the way, there we go. We should see a vessel take off. And he is going to fly things. Ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump. There's home. He will fly things. Can we stop the spin, please? Thank you. He will fly things from this planet all the way back to our home world. And show us. Thank you. Slowest ship ever, but we haven't done a lot of research yet. And he will find somewhere. So obviously right here is where our tower is. I have no idea if what I see on the planet actually matches what the ground looks like. Land, drop off that titanium, and then come back to us again to pick up some more. Meanwhile, actually we've already had two friend? Yeah, we've already had another friend launch across, and we just had a third one take off. So, with that said, this is where I'm going to end today's episode. Mainly because I need to spend, I don't know how long, running a belt from this titanium smelter to where we are. And this titanium smelter to where we are. And that one to where we are. Along with silicon. Along with, I want to, like, obviously we're a little bit short on iron. At least iron in a convenient location. We can now ship it in. So I need to tap some iron mines. We're going to... We'll probably leave iron as a raw resource and ship in the raw iron resource. But yeah, I need to do just a little bit of background work, just putting some very long belts across the wayside. So I'll see you guys in the very next episode. As always, I do hope you guys have enjoyed. We're now, what, 6 episodes in? It's 5 episodes in? I don't know. I'm having too much fun. I can't keep count. So I will encourage you once again, if you haven't clicked the subscribe button, now is a brilliant time to do so you get notified of the very, very next video that comes out in this series. At the same time, there is a playlist down the bottom in the description where, you know, if you've wandered on one episode, you might have missed an episode. I don't know. I don't know what the story is, but there is a whole playlist there if you wish to partake in binge watching. It is perfectly available to do. Anyway, with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode. All right, bye.